shit's in the safe. Got me a spot out the way. Nigga just tryna be safe.
Let's get to sports talk.
Luka last night.
I learned that he needs help, particularly when going against elite teams, and he doesn't have much of it right now in the form of Kristaps Porzingis, who's obviously coming off his nasty injury from a couple of years ago, his nasty knee injury a couple of years ago when he was contaminated by the New York Knicks, and then obviously got traded to the New York Knicks before the trading deadline last year. And this season, I'm looking at him right now. He's averaging 18 a game. He's only shooting 41% from the field, even though a respectable 37% from three-point range. And that 41% was an improvement from days ago. And this is what I would caution you, Max, to think about. When we're talking about Porzingis, remember, as much as we raved about the unicorn, you can't teach 7-3. He can block shots, he defends, he can certainly hit the perimeter shot. Let's keep in mind that he's no longer in the Eastern Conference. He's in a Western Conference where you got a whole bunch of cats that are coming at him. Luka Doncic is a man amongst boys coming into last night's game. Everybody's been talking about he's the rave. He's top 3, particularly after his performance against Houston and James Harden the other night. He's top 3 in the league MVP conversation thus far. And what did the Clippers do? They are waiting for this brother. And you got Patrick Beverley and you got Harold, not to mention George and Kawhi Leonard. And they reminded everybody, as you would say, defense is a part of all of this. It's real nice to you to look pretty against everybody else. We ain't having it. And so he shoots 4-14 from the field, somewhere around there. And of course, that lead.
We know Doncic need help, but you gotta realize Porzingis been out there a year and a half. It's gonna take him a while to get his legs under him. He is Doncic's help, but right now he got to ease his way on back to playing like he was in New York. He know he in the Western Conference now, but it's different because he's just now coming back for real. 18 points a game is okay for him right now. It was just Dallas played against a good defensive team last night. That's all it was. Don't question, Doncic need help. His co-star had a significant, crazy injury that he got to get back used to playing basketball again. You can tell he's still trying to figure things out. Cause he probably still thinking about that injury a little bit. You gotta give him time to get back to his form. It just, when you play against the defensive team that take your star player away, it's nothing you could do. They just ran to a good team that had good defenders. Like Porzingis ain't been playing like in a while. Like, even though he played half of this season, but he's still trying to get back into basketball form. Don't start questioning when you see a loss. Doncic need help. Nobody was saying that when they was on the road winning, or they lost last night. Now you want to question, do he need help?
You to lean on Porzingis a little bit more, and he simply was not ready. He is in a different conference. He is in a different league. And obviously with Doncic being that dude, it might be a beautiful, beautiful thing to see in terms of the combo that they can be. But you are playing against grown men who wanted a piece of Doncic. And it was your job to help him. And you could only do but so much. What did Porzingis shoot? 4-13 from the field. Relatively pedestrian performance. And I wasn't surprised.
Kristaps Porzingis still has a chance to one day be the best player in the world. Better than Doncic, better than everybody.
But it won't happen.
I'm not saying it's going to happen this year. In fact, what I'm saying is it won't happen this year. Coming off the kind of injury he had.
Man, he's coming off a crazy injury. What you suspect him to be? The Porzingis that was in New York? An all-star? He been off a year and a half. What you want him to do? Of course he ain't gonna shoot no tight numbers. He don't have his legs under him like that right now still. Dallas ain't no rush to have him do a whole lot. They know he been sitting down for a long time. They're just trying to ease their way into him playing like the New York Porzingis. He's going to be the help with Doncic. He's been helping so far, but you gotta understand, when you play a team that not defend and take your best player away and look at your second best player and they know Porzingis ain't been playing so long, they gonna take advantage of that. And that's what the Clippers did last night. You can't expect him to come back and put up 30 points and average that. He still has to get his feet wet again. That injury took a year off of him, so he gonna still be going through the moods of that being in his mind.
What typically happens is you miss a full season, and then if you can maintain and stay healthy, you have a season back where you can still do some things, but you're not and then after that whole process, that's 2 years, now you're back to hopefully what you once were. And if you're young enough and still ascending, that trajectory maybe takes you better than you've ever been. Kristaps Porzingis, listen to me closely.
That's the same thing like Gordon Hayward. The year he came back last year, he wasn't saying Gordon Hayward. It was going to take another year for him to get back to playing like he was. And this year, before his injury, he got to back playing at his all-star level. It's going to be the same thing with Porzingis. He going to need to play this little year, and then next year, he's going to be back to the all-star form. He just trying to get back, used to playing an 82-game schedule. He sat down for so long, it's going to take him a little minute to get back to that form. It's the same thing like Gordon Hayward. It's just going to take another year. By next year, he's going to be back dominant.
Is one of the best defensive players I have ever seen before the injury. I've ever seen any era. It was like he was so underrated defensively. If you watch the games, his presence on the floor completely changed the other team's offense. And he was a real defender, like he cared about it. And he could defend in space and he could protect the rim and he was aggressive. Never mind the fact that what people really knew him for was the fact that he's 7'3", could take bigs off the dribble, face the basket, and bomb threes. This is the nucleus, this Dallas team, of a championship team if Porzingis stays healthy. Let me say this. The Clippers are a special defensive team. When we talk about Kawhi and Paul George and Patrick Beverley and these guys, it's not just that they're great on-ball defenders.
There's nothing they can do. It just, when you play a good defensive team, they is going to make other guys beat them besides your main guys. And that's what the Clippers did. They took away their two best players and tried to make the guys around them beat them. And they did that, and the other players around Porzingis and Doncic didn't get the job done. Clippers did their job. Take away the two best players, and we win this game. And that's what they did.
They're not like instinctive defenders the way like Dennis Rodman was or Lawrence Taylor or Troy Polamalu. One of these guys you watch in their sport, you go, oh my God, they have like a radar. They're not those kind of guys. These are like, the football equivalent would be like gap discipline guys. These are guys who are real defenders who can not only defend on the ball, but in a team concept. And you saw them funneling, Doncic to the big, to Zubac, and that was working. The Clippers are going to win the championship this year because of that. Doc Rivers, a Hall of Fame head coach, defensive players everywhere you see, everywhere you look, 2 MVP caliber players, and the best player in the world who's also the best in crunch time, Kawhi Leonard. I don't hold that against this baby Mavericks team.
Well, first of all, a couple of things. Number one, I haven't given up on the Lakers winning the championship just yet, and they happen to have the best record in basketball. Just thought I'd point that out. And number two, I want to be very, very clear about what I'm saying. At no time will Kristaps Porzingis, and I like him, and I love me some Rick Carlisle, and Luka Doncic is the man.
You can't keep going that he's going to be the best player in the world of the NBA. He's still going to be a top-notch player once he's back in form. We can't go for this year. He just now coming back. we can start talking about it and question him about being the best player in the NBA once he back into that form. When he back in that form playing like he was in New York, and he played like this, then we could question that. You can't question that right now. He's still trying to get used to playing an 82-game season.
Over time, will Kristaps Porzingis ever be the best player in basketball?
Better hope he doesn't stay healthy for that prediction to come true.
Ever.
We'll see.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app.